Yeah, to the same.
I usually get 3 stones, I don't give 3 stones, that's why I don't know what to do when I get that. I get 3 black stones.
Well, the thing about a 3-stone handicap game from white is you can play it pretty much like an even game. You don't need to do anything special. The differential on the board isn't so great that you can't just recover it by superior technique and tactics. A little bit here, a little bit here. If you think about a game as having about 120 moves per person, you need to catch up 30 points. So that means if you catch up a quarter of a point per move, you're even at the end. You don't need to do anything special to appoint your opponent to that extent. So just kind of play it like a regular Go game and don't worry about the handicap. Just when he does something that you can see is problematic, jump on it. From black's perspective, white hasn't, this is not an orthodox pincer here. Black could just simply press down on the corner or just jump out this way. In through here, this is very bad for white. This stone is pretty much completely given away, but this stone, white has to spend another stone to take it, and that is quite favorable for black. For example, at this moment in time, if black plays Atari and then connects here, don't these 3 stones drop?
Yeah.
I mean, that's it right there. This stone is lost. These stones are lost. Black has territory and strength. He's a move. You know, he's got to invest another move in through here. You know, if white kind of blocks his exit, he probably wants to extend his liberties here to make sure he stays ahead in the capturing race. If white pushes, or rather here, let's back up. If white pushes here, I think black will just extend. And again, if white comes back here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, it's not even close in the capturing race, so that's not a problem. The only thing is probably this Hana would work too, but black is a little concerned about getting squeezed. He gets a little short of liberties this way. That's why he just simply extends. And having increased the liberties here, if black plays here, white's got to dump the stone off, and black gets to look like this, which is very nice. So black just kind of conceded here for no good reason. In addition to which, there's a major problem here. And that is that black is ignoring the fact that he has this cutting point left behind. I suppose par for black, instead of playing here, would be to just fix up the cutting point right now. That would be acceptable. He has good shape, good strength. He's figuring that depending if white breaks the blockade on this side, black can pincer over here and pressure these stones. And if white, instead, if white secures these stones, black will just seal across the top and pin white underneath and strengthen himself in the center. But to create this kind of thing and then not be paying attention to your cutting points is, you just can't afford that. If white even just cut here immediately, he's going to get a good result. even if black ends up surviving in this area by forcing the capture of 2 stones, for white to link through to the center and to take these, and this is a horrible negative exchange for black. And this is Sente for white. He can now come over here and offset to some extent the value that black has there. And that's the immediate cut. If black gets engaged over here first when white gets a little bit of strength and then comes back and cuts, black might find that his group died.
I was waiting for a better time.
And so here white just gave away the cut for nothing. This is not playing through to completion. From black's standpoint here, white didn't answer this move. I would just keep pressing these stones. Force white, to live or show what he's got or something. If white gets channeled up in this way, I might just back into this move, let white come out again, and just continue attacking over here. Even after this exchange on this side, you still retain the right to come, when this area gets finished, you retain the right to come back and still play here at a later time. So you still haven't actually given away that area completely yet. So this picture is good from white's standpoint. White can't afford this. White has to just, I don't mean that. There we go. White has to play through to security here. Even if he did something like this and said, okay, I'm alive now, I move on, that would be okay. Then once black engages white over here and white doesn't answer, well, let's continue in this area. Link over the top, link to this stone, take this territory away. If white wants to play another move someplace, now these stones are captured with all of the territory that's entailed over here. You have to play through to completion here. Plus, this extension is too wide. If white plays here, I think white's going to give some stones away. I want to get that stone off the board. You have to answer it anyway. If you capture it, then it never will create another problem for you in this game or any other game. But as long as the stone is on the board, it can create problems for you. As here, I see, black could call Atari and now develop these stones, and now white's going to have to develop and secure his stones when they could have been connected up. Black wants to approach from this side. It's the weaker side. You always push toward your stronger side, away from your weaker side. Particularly, the meaning of this is to deny white any easy linkage over here. So again, black should be playing one of these points. Black can link this way. That's kind of what black is going for. This is playing through to completion. This is tactically not so good because when white wedges in here like this, you have too many cutting points. If black just, we need to,
Or if white descends instead of connecting.
here?
Yeah.
I mean, this is not a problem. That's kind of what black was going for here. So here. And instead of blocking here, which is a relatively small move, if black, from white's standpoint, I would want to get my group settled here. Take this stone, get something of a base for myself, not have to worry about defending in the future. From black's standpoint, I'd like to come back to this and now make white defend. I'm going to be happy as a clam attacking him until he's stabilized. Notice that white has too many stones invested over here to be able to trade off for the corner. It's not going to work anymore. So that black is securing a good portion of the corner and enhancing the side, while white is just simply playing dame points. What's big frequently is the stability of your groups, how severely they can be attacked. In through here, while this honey is actually not small in terms of its substance, it doesn't compare in size with the value that white gets if he takes a stone and makes himself secure. And likewise, the value of this connection. It's not just this one point. It's not just a little bit of value in terms of local territory. It's the fact that this whole white group now has no base and needs to start looking around for one. It's all of these points over here that black is creating while white is just playing dame points over here. Then this move was, in terms of immediate substance, you know, like less than 10 points. Now this is a nice point, but white's already alive, so it doesn't have the kind of effect that it had in the other diagram. See, white doesn't have to answer it. In the other diagram, white is still looking for life at this stage, whereas here, white's not answering this one. I'm kind of inclined to use this stone to just burrow underneath here.
So I didn't know what to do.
Take black's territory away. Well, this is a pass because you can take this stone or you can take this stone. There's no reason to prefer one to the other. I suppose this would be big. Since white is strong in through here, that sets up further attacks against the corner if white doesn't answer. I mean, if black doesn't answer. If black answers to forestall those attacks, then this is a nice sente move, taking any territory away there. White might continue again that way. The thing is, having allowed white to get the base, these pressure moves aren't pressuring. They just invite counterattacks by white here. So far as that goes, from this position, I think black should just back off here. There's nothing particularly that he's afraid of. You know, if white does this, which is a kind of a tactic, since white is so thin on this side, black just turns, he's not really that concerned about this, about his group here. Black plays these forcing moves. Anyway, if black is going to play that way, he's got to continue with this. This at least puts him in a position to cut the stone off and continue the fight. This is Sente now. White has to come back to make his linkage. And now black can choose what is most valuable for him. He might just play to secure his side territory there and figure that then he'll attack this for a while and control the center and be in relatively good shape. But in through here, not defending this stone and then cutting here when the stone can be taken is all sort of pointless. Yeah, getting into this area was big. So what's the score here? Let's see, white has dribbled into this area, so there's this territory, there's this territory. White has secured this territory, he's got this territory. And now after this, then he's, Is this a win for white? Was this game counted out?
It was counted up, but the white made a mistake. He lost his lower left corner because, you see, I finally went to
Black one.
D5.
Really?
Yeah, because what happened was, no, I went to here. I went to here. I went to there to capture that stone. And then later, black went here and just kind of.
Oh, white ended up playing here.
Yeah. It was very late in the game. Late in the game, yeah.
This one.
Yes.
And he gave points away there.
Yeah, because black cut in here and then he was able to capture my corner. So that lost the game for me. I would have won the game.
Yeah, white had a territory lead there. This area was left a little bit unresolved. By extending here, white has created a problem for himself.